Good morning, guys. As you'd be aware, as of 1800 yesterday, Thursday the 17th of September, industrial action kicked off at ESTA. Bans that have been notified by the unions so far include the use of a generic log-on, a ban on wearing ESTA uniform, the use of social media and communication with the media on issues relating to enterprise bargaining and conditions of employment, and a ban on the recording of those who are taking industrial action. I am aware that ESTA has directed team leaders to record where those members who are taking industrial action are seated. I strongly urge team members not to do this. Such recordings would be a contravention of Action Item 12. Also, in order to frustrate ESTA's recording of where you sit, I encourage you to move around in between breaks and after any recording has been completed by non-members. In relation to the media bans, what we need to do over the weekend is concentrate on recording instances where there are a number of cases pending or other resourcing issues arise. The focus of the social media campaign has to be on the fact that people call 000 and we don't have the resources to be able to take their call. The Victorian community rightfully has an expectation that every 000 call is answered immediately, and we need to work hard to educate them that unfortunately this is not the case. In relation to the uniform ban, ESTA has tried to work around this by declaring every day for the next 2 weeks a casual close day, which is quite frankly bullshit. I strongly encourage you all to wear whatever attire you wish to work. If that includes thongs and onesies, then so be it. There is absolutely no requirement to wear professional attire. Where we are currently with bargaining is that there are 3 major issues that are still in contention between the parties. The first is that ESTA would like to formally assess every employee every 2 years in a NAPLAN style test. This, quite frankly, is unacceptable to the unions as it is just performance management by another way. The idea that someone who is struggling with serious performance issues is left to flounder for 23 months without ESTA intervention is, quite frankly, bad management. ESTA currently has performance management procedures to deal with performance issues, and we fail to see why there is a need for any type of formal assessment. We are not opposed and strongly encourage professional development and learning for our members at ESTA, and we believe that ESTA should commit to providing 2 learning and development days per year per employee. Another matter that is in dispute between the parties and remains outstanding is the issue of your access to the week in lieu. ESTA is already making a saving on the week in lieu in that they are paying it at single time rather than the overtime rates of pay of which it is. What the unions are firmly believe that any alteration to the way in which you access the week in lieu entitlement is an attack on your working conditions. ESTA failed to see this. One of the proposals ESTA currently has on the table is that you would only be able to ever accrue 24 hours of will. That is quite frankly unacceptable as it is not even a full rotation. Currently, members have the right to accrue up to 312 hours of week in lieu, and that is something that we are determined to keep. The final contentious issue between the parties is the implementation date for the assistant team leader position. Both ESTA and the unions firmly believe that it is time that those who act in the ATL position should be appropriately remunerated and recognised. For far too long, ESTA has been able to use these staff as free labour. This simply has to end. ESTA has conflated this issue with the access to the week in lieu. This is simply unacceptable and wrong. They are 2 separate issues. The ATL position is a separate claim from the week in lieu access issue, and it is wrong to try and conflate the 2. The unions are determined to see the ATL position implemented at the earliest date possible. As you guys would be aware, on next Monday, the 21st of September, and next Thursday, the 24th of September, the unions will be at ESTA Ballarat seeking your feedback on the current wage proposal. I strongly encourage you to come forward and tell us, the union officials, whether what's on the current table is acceptable for you in terms of your conditions of employment. At this stage, there are no further bargaining meetings scheduled before the Commission between the unions, your bargaining team and ESTA. What the unions have undertaken to do in the next 2 weeks is go out, speak to the members and get genuine feedback as to where you think there are issues of compromise possible and where you believe we need to stand firm and say no. In order to facilitate further discussion on enterprise bargaining and your position in relation to ESTA's offer at this stage, the unions have put out a survey. The survey is available through the Facebook page and has also been emailed out as part of a bulletin. I strongly encourage you all to take the time to complete the survey so we have the statistics to back up our position with ESTA at the bargaining table. If you have any further queries about bargaining, please don't hesitate to contact either myself or your delegates in Harkin, Marissa and Daniel. Thank you.